Let me tell you something very important. If you're planning to study in the UK, one of the biggest mistakes people make is not understanding the real cost before they move. Many students only look at the tuition fee, but the truth is that there are other costs that can surprise you if you're not prepared. I have seen students arrive in the UK thinking they have enough money, only to realize later that living expenses, accommodation, and other small costs can actually add up quickly. And if you're not prepared for this cost, it can leave you broke. So, in this video, I want to break everything down for you in a very simple way. And by the end of this video, you would have a clear understanding of how much money you may need to study, and you can also plan your journey much better. Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Daku, and on this channel we talk about studying in the UK, relocation advice, and helpful tips for international students. I know that moving to another country to study is a big decision. There are actually many things to think about. You need to consider the university, you need to consider the course, you need to consider the visa, and of course, the money. And that's why today we are going to talk honestly about the cost of studying in the UK so you can prepare properly. Let's start with the first and the most obvious cost, which is the tuition fee. So now the tuition fees are the amount of money you pay to the university for your course. We all know that. In the UK, tuition fee are actually different depending on the university and the course you choose to study. So for many international students, tuition fee usually ranges between £12,000 and £20,000 per year. Some courses can even cost more. For example, courses like medicine, engineering, or maybe specialized business programs may cost about 25k pounds or even more. But then again, there are also universities with more affordable tuition fee, and that is why it is very important to research different universities before applying. And again, sometimes two universities can offer the same course but with different tuition fees. Secondly, we talk about accommodation. Accommodation is simply where you will live while studying. And it is one of the biggest expenses for students in the UK, but they do not realize that. The amount you spend on accommodation depends largely on the city where your university is located. For instance, living in London is usually more expensive than living in smaller cities. So in London, accommodation may cost between, say, £700 and £1,002 per month. Then outside London, maybe accommodation may cost between 400 to £800 per month. So many students choose to share apartments again with other students because it helps to reduce costs. Sharing accommodation can make living for you as a student more affordable. So it should actually be considered. And now we talk about your daily living expenses. These expenses are everyday costs that you would have to spend while living in the UK. There are costs like food and groceries, transportation, phone bills, internet, and maybe other personal expenses, toiletries, and all that. And then again, it depends on your lifestyle. You may actually spend between, let's say, 300 and 600 per month on these things. One helpful tip is learning how to manage your spending. What many students do is they create a simple monthly budget to make sure they stay within their limits. Another important cost is the student visa. Before you can travel to the UK to study, you must apply for a UK student visa. Currently, the student visa fee is around £490. In addition to that, you also pay something called the immigration health surcharge. And this payment actually allows you to use the UK healthcare system while you're studying. I think the health surcharge usually costs around 776 per year, and yeah, around that figure. There are also some smaller costs that students sometimes forget to include in their budget. For example, flight tickets to the UK, you're going to pay money. Winter clothing, if you're coming from a warmer country, and these winter clothing are quite expensive. Your study materials and your deposit for accommodation. The truth is that these things may not seem very expensive individually, but when you put them together, they can add up. So if you put everything together, how much money might you need? For many international students, the total overall cost of studying in the UK may be, say, around £15,000 to £25,000 per year. And this money actually includes tuition fee and living expenses. Of course, the exact amount depends on the university you choose and the city you choose to live in. So if there is one piece of advice I'll give to anyone planning to study in the UK, and this is it: always plan your finances carefully before making the move. Studying abroad can be a wonderful opportunity, but preparation, you see, preparation, it is very vital. Preparation is important. When you understand the cost ahead of time, it makes you make better decisions and avoid unnecessary stress. Now, guys, I would love to hear from you. Are you planning to study in the UK? And what course are you interested in? Let me know in the comment section. If you found this video helpful, please like the video and subscribe for, of course, more helpful content about studying and living in the UK. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.